Back in 2012, trickshotting was at its prime, and the real Modern Warfare 2 was the most popular game to trickshot on. The community was still small, but growing rapidly, with so many trickshotters eager to climb the ladder to join the best teams in the community, and eventually join the dream team of them all, FaZe. And with that came so many amazing trickshotters, but there was one that stood out from them all. People believed he was so good that he turned down FaZe just to stay in the same team with his friends. People said he came from the future to teach us how to trickshot at the next level. He's the most loved trickshotter there ever was that rarely hit trickshots. The most hyped trickshotter ever, Nickmo. To be honest with you, I never understood all the hype. Yes, he hit some of the most insane shots ever, but at the cost of not hitting much shots at all, which to me is more important. Throughout this time of trickshotting, we learned that consistency is key, but yet, why is the most inconsistent trickshotter getting the most love out of everyone? So, let's see what makes him so different. This clip was hit December 2011 by Nickmo, and this was really the first shot that really brought out his name and gave him that top status in the community, which honestly was really insane at the time. For reference, the next clip I'm going to show you was FaZe Aviate's introducing the FaZe, and FaZe Aviate was popping off at this time. This was his opener, so you definitely could see the differences between the two. In the next two clips I'm going to show you came in June 2012. This was the opener to a Soaring Style, which is just a team episode full of the best clips hit by the members. This was the opener, right? This next clip by Nickmo hit at the same time is what he considered a leftover, right? So you can definitely understand how he got that reputation in the community. Now, after these two clips I just showed you, Nickmo only hit two other clips this COD cycle, or at least these were the only ones he felt were worth showing, which was another leftover and a Nickmo bill, which in other words is a usable shot for him, which I do admit is amazing shots at this time. Nonetheless though, at a time where an above average trickshotter was hitting weekly or even multiple times a week, do you really think this huge deviation of standards but low consistency really warrants his status? Let's continue to the next COD cycle. On BO2, Nickmo's reputation continued to follow him throughout the whole COD cycle. Right now, I'm going to play his first shot that was really next level at the time, along with an average BO2 trick shot at that time for comparison. And as you can see, yes, he had creativity and complexity, but is it really that big of a difference in deviation? They're pretty much at the same level. Then, that's it. He did not hit anything he considered worth showing after that. He more focused on private match clips, showing off his creativity and complexity, which I won't argue about that because it's obvious he has those things, but his reputation still held strong regardless of how many shots he hit. So the question is, do you really need to hit trick shots in order to be considered good? Or how about this? Which one is valued higher? A good trick shotter who hits trick shots consistently, or a trick shotter who is way better than everyone else but only hits a few trick shots a year? To me, I would think the consistent one would be ranked higher, but yet Nickmo continues to have his top status and even walks his way into the biggest team created that year, which is eventually would become a top 3 team of all time, Genesis. So what do you think about that? Whenever a new COD game comes out, the community is extremely hyped due to the fact that it is recruiting season. The top teams are very open to recruiting anyone who is hitting great consistent shots regardless of your skill level on any of the previous games. So if you're popping off in the beginning of the new game, you're going to get recruited to big teams, and even the biggest team of them all, FaZe, is on that list as well. And for the first time ever, Nickmo was on that radar. I feel like Nickmo decided to turn down the notch a bit in his standards because he started to hit shots consistently. Very consistently. And even though I say turn down the notch, his shots were still really good. He was still hitting shots that no one had ever seen before, and because of this, he got on FaZe's radar. Nickmo was about to prove me wrong. He was about to join FaZe not just off his creativity and complexity, but his consistency. The problem is though, they aren't going to recruit everyone. It's a race. And the two other people competing in that race was Mancat and Flush. Mancat was already an established name in the community, but Flush was a dark horse who came out of nowhere popping off. Though, if Nickmo joined FaZe, how poetic it would be. The most inconsistent trickshotter ever joining the team full of the most consistent trickshotters ever. Honestly, the perfect ending to his story. Unfortunately, this didn't happen. He would lose the race to join FaZe, and from there, it really just felt like his chances just slowly slipped away. I don't really know why he didn't get in FaZe. It definitely felt like he had everyone's vote, but maybe the reputation that held him so high was actually the thing that held him back the most. This is all speculation, of course, but with that being said, he definitely proved me and anyone else wrong about how great a trickshotter he is. Now, Nickmo had never put out an episode, which is why it would have been so poetic that his first episode ever would be the introducing to the biggest team in the community. Even though that didn't happen, he went on to release an episode anyways on arguably the second best team in the community. When I was watching this episode, I came to realize how great Nickmo really was. I understand now why he was so loved, why he was so hyped. As the episode continued to play, I saw everything finally connect. His trick shots that were 4 years old, trick shots that usually would be so out of standards, seemed appropriate in this episode. His style he's had for years still feels so fresh and unique in all his clips. And his reputation is still as shiny as it was before in all eras of these clips. I see the true beauty of his trick shotting. I finally understand. It's timeless. His episode tells a story of not just himself, but of trickshotting. All the eras of trickshotting during that time contained in one episode. He is the only person who could pull that off. I was wrong. Nickmo is well deserved if his hype and love. And with everything being said, he will forever be one of the best quality trickshotters ever. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you all have a nice day.